Ba-da-bum-bum. We're live. We're in living color. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the What's on Sports podcast. Broadcast to you live internationally, all around the globe. We bring the show live to you on Facebook and on YouTube. And, of course, for those of you that are downloading us on your favorite platforms, guys, we're so happy that you've done it. Tens of thousands of people listen to the show, which is always great to have such a huge audience for just little old us, We're the people at What's on Sports. That's whatsonsports.com. And this show is brought to you by our friends over at Sports Trading Systems. For those of you that like to gamble, get a little rush in your life, but want to do it in a way that actually makes you money as opposed to just throwing your money into the wind, well, go over to sportstradingsystems.com and they can teach you guys how to trade sports just like other people trade stocks. Go over there today and let them know we sent you. I want to talk to you a little bit about something that happened over the weekend. Actually on Monday, so let's not even say it was the weekend. If you watch the game, that was one of the best games of the year. I mean, really, truly, honestly, one of the best games of the year. I mean, there were like 75 touchdowns in this game. It was absolutely phenomenal what the Browns did, and of course, what the Ravens did. And listen, I watched that game. I thought for sure the Ravens were going to blow it at some point. They just didn't do it. They stuck into the game. It was pretty darn amazing that they were able to pull that off and actually win. I was shocked. And I'm telling you, there were a lot of people that were shocked along with me, including the gambling community. Now, the boys over at FanDuel Sports, the director is John Sheeran, who's actually a friend of mine. He told ESPN's David Perdium that the Browns' safety on the final play of the game, which if you didn't watch the game, the Browns gave up a safety at the very end, made the score 47-42. Now, the score would have been 45-42. Now, why is that important? That win actually turned a seven-figure swing for that particular sports book, just for FanDuel. Now, remember that FanDuel has about 20% of the actual market share. So you're looking at this possibly being a $5 to $10 million swing on one final play of the game. Now, it's noted that the books said that the Ravens started off at 3-point favorites, went up to 3.5-point favorites. So this actually could have been a push for a lot of gamblers, and a push means that they would have just lost some juice. They wouldn't have actually lost big money. To 3.5 points. So if you had the Ravens minus 3.5 points, you won. But if you had the Browns plus that 3.5, up until the last play, you honestly thought, wow, what an incredible game. What an amazing game. But I won. I just won. The Browns take the safety. The game goes to a 5-point swing, and you just lost all your money. Now, notably, there was actually one actually big winner, according to Perdium, was a bettor who put $126,000 on the Ravens to cover the 3-point spread. His name was not Michael Schuessler, surprisingly, because Michael's a huge Ravens fan. But it actually happened, and that guy won $126,000 on the very final play of the game. Now, things like that happen. And what we'd like to call that in the sports world is what we call it is actually a bad beat. That's what happened there. That was a bad beat. You thought you were going to win. You should have won up until the very last play, and you got a bad beat. Now, I don't know. I as a professional gambler, in case I didn't mention it, that's what I kind of do for a living. I have never had that happen to me. I've honestly never been in the middle of one of those bad beats. And it's not because I'm so good or I'm so great. It's really just because I'm lucky, and it just never happened. I mean, things happen. It just never happened to me. So if it would have, I'm telling you, it probably would hurt pretty gosh darn bad. But I wanted to cover it really quick because I just thought it was a super interesting story to know that one play in a football game could swing finances, 5, 10, maybe even $15 million. Could cost or make one guy $100,000+. It's amazing what happens in these NFL football games.